In this video, I want to show you how to create a Microsoft form, then how to get the link to actually post it or share the form, and then look at your responses. Let's get started. Now there are two ways to make a Microsoft form. I'm going to show you the two different ways, and I want to show you or tell you why you would use one way over the other. Now the first method is here in Forsyth County. If you go to ClassLink and click on Microsoft 365, over on the left-hand column, you'll see all the different applications that you can use within Office 365, and Forms will be one of those options. Now, this method I would only use if I'm a teacher in the classroom and I'm trying to build a quiz or test using Microsoft Forms. If I'm just doing a survey that I want students or parents or teachers to fill out, I would not use this method. So if I am a teacher, I would click Forms, and then notice it's going to default to a new quiz, and then I would start building my quiz from there. The second method, like I said, if you are creating a survey that you're just going to have people put in their responses and there are not correct answers, I would choose this second method. And to do this, you go to OneDrive, and then once you're in your OneDrive, you would click the New button here at the top, and then notice there's a Forms for Excel. So you're going to do New Forms for Excel. Now the reason you would do this method to create the new form is because this way you are going to get a live spreadsheet of the responses or results to your form, whereas the other way you're going to get a spreadsheet that you're going to have to download every time you look at the results. So Forms for Excel is the best way to go if you're looking for live responses to a survey, not to a test or a quiz. So I'm going to choose this option. It's going to ask me to name my form, and I'll just hit Create. So once your form has been created, you will see a screen similar to this. You will see your title of your form, which you can click on and edit if you need to. You can add a description of more information about what you need the person to do with this particular form. But notice here at the right, there's also the ability to insert an image for with the title. So if I click there, I can get an image from the internet, I can upload something from my OneDrive or something that's on the hard drive or a jump drive that I put on my computer. So I'm just going to go to my OneDrive here and grab a picture and click that picture and click Add. Now I'm ready to start adding my questions to my form. Now notice I have a little lightning bolt here. Because I have named my form something similar to a previous form that I've created, it's actually going to give me the option to reuse questions that I've used in the past. So I could click here on this lightning bolt, and I will see questions that I've used in the past, and I could just click on them to add them to my form. So I could say I want to add the first name option, and then if I click Add Selected, notice that question has been added to my form. I could then go back and change the name of my form so that it doesn't match the name of a previous form and cause me confusion. But by adding a name that is similar to something I've done before, that's what gives me the option to choose questions that I've created before. Now I want to look at the different question types that are available. So let me click Add New. Notice you can do a multiple choice question, a text-based question, rating question, a date question. And if I click here on the drop down, I can do a ranking, Likert, file upload, net promoter. And then you can also build sections within your form. I'm just going to do one more text question here. So I just choose my question type, and then I type the question that I want. If it's a long answer, notice you have the option here to tell it that it's a long answer. You can tell it that it is a required question. And then for this one, I actually want them to type their last name maybe before their first name.
So I can move questions around by just clicking on the question and then choose the up or down arrows to reorganize them in a different order on my form. Now I've gone ahead and added a multiple choice question as the next question on my form, but I want to show you a few things that you have available to you as you're adding questions. First off, notice on adding question, if you need to delete it, you can just click the trash can to delete it. Additionally, there's a copy question, so if you have similar question types with similar answers, you can just click copy. It'll put that question right after the previous one, and you can edit it as needed. Similar to the title of the form, notice there is a picture option. So if I click on that insert media icon, in addition to being able to add an image, you can actually add a video. So if you have a video, either in Microsoft Stream or in YouTube, you can paste the URL here and then click add, and that video will then show up with that question. So you might have a question that you want the students to watch a video on, or you want to show them how to do a certain process and then answer that particular question based on the video. Okay, so for time's sake in this video, I went ahead and added some questions to my form, and you'll see here that I have the original first name, last name question. I did a multiple choice question on grade level, and then I did a section for freshman options, sophomore options, junior and senior options. So on this, what I did is I just added a new section and then added questions within those sections. But what I want to show you is the ability you have to branch within a form so that based on someone's answer to a specific multiple choice question, it'll take them to another part of the form. So to do this, you will go to the question that you're going to use for the branching. So this is all going to be based on what is the student's current grade level. So I'm going to click on that question, and I'm going to go down to the bottom of that question. And I'm going to click on the three dots, and notice there's the option for add branching. So here I get to select where the person is going to go as they complete the form. If they choose that they're a freshman, I'm going to tell them to go to the freshman club section of the form. If they're sophomore, they'll go to the sophomore section. And then same for junior and senior. So once I have those selected, I'm going to go down to the freshman section, and I'm going to do a similar thing. So they would choose their options for freshmen, and then after they've answered that question, I just want them to go to the end of the form. So I'm just going to click into form. And I'm going to do that for each of the different grade level sections. Into form, same with junior, and same with senior. And then at the end of the form, I don't need them to go anywhere. That's the end, so I can just leave it at next. Once you've finished creating your form, you've added all your questions, you probably want to preview the form to see what it looks like for users. Notice there's a preview button here in the upper right-hand corner. If I click on preview, it's going to give me the option, do I want to preview what it's going to look like on a computer or on a mobile device. So here's what it looks like on the computer, and if I click mobile, I'll see it on a phone. I'm going to go back to my form, and I'm going to look at your theme options. Now I've already applied a theme to mine, but if you click theme, you're going to see different choices that you can add for the background of the form. Now the more you use forms, the more theme options you have. Looking at your own form, you probably don't see as many as I have here. Since I've used forms a lot, I have a lot of options. Initially, when you start using forms, you just have these colors and these backgrounds. But notice you can click the plus and you can customize your own. So you can bring in your own pictures, you can grab pictures from the internet, or you can choose your own colors. Next, I want to look at some of the setting options you have available for your form. I'm going to click on the 3 horizontal dots here, and notice there's a settings option. So I'm going to select that. This is where you can say who is going to be able to fill out your form. Can anybody in the world do it, just people in your organization, or specific people in your organization? And if you choose people within our organization, do you want it to automatically pull their name, or do you want them to only have one response per person? Under options for response, you can set it so that it is accepting responses, or you can set a specific start and end date so that it opens and closes at a specific time. And then you notice you can also put a progress bar on there, and then do you want to do some kind of a thank you message that they get at the end of the survey? Do you want to get notifications every time someone fills out the survey? And then also, do you want to give the completer the option to have a receipt of their submission? That's a nice way for them to just have documentation that they did complete the form. 2 other options under settings that you might want to check into is multilingual and print form. Now obviously print form would be if you need a paper copy of the form for someone to fill out, you can print that out and then let them complete it. Multilingual, if you choose that one, it lets you add additional languages to your survey. So if I go down here and click Add Additional Language, there are numerous different languages that you can choose. I'm just going to choose German, and then it's been added, and I can add multiple as well. But I want to show you how this would then work on your survey. So when I click Preview, notice up here at the top now, it says that it's going to be in English, but I can choose from the drop down German, and it's going to change the directions. Now this is the part that makes it difficult. It only changes what is on the form itself. It does not change your particular questions that you typed in, but I want to show you a great tool. There's Immersive Reader on every single one of these forms. So notice for this first question, when I hover over it, I get the little Immersive Reader icon. So when I click that icon, it's going to open the Immersive Reader, and I can tell it to read my question.
Erster, what is your first name?
And because I chose German, it's reading the question in German. If I go over here, I have multiple other options that I can choose different languages that I want it to read in, and then just all the other Immersive Reader tools are available. So that is a great option for any of our users to utilize when they are completing a Microsoft form online. At this point, we've completed our form and we're ready to actually have people complete it. So to do so, we're going to hit Share. And then there are many different ways that you can share this particular form. Notice this first drop down, who do you want to be able to complete your form? Anyone in the world, just people in your organization, or specific people that you're going to send it to. I'm going to choose anyone. And then you have an option to grab a link. So you can just copy that link and you can email it, you can post it somewhere. You can choose a QR code, so you can just download that QR code and then put it wherever you need it. You can embed it, so you can get the embed code and put it in an LMS or a website. Or you can directly email it and it'll open Outlook with the link, and then you could send it to the people that need to complete the form. A couple other options for sharing is if you have a beautiful form that other people can actually use, you can share it as a template. So you can just copy this link and then send that link to someone else. When they open the link, they'll be asked, do they want to make their own copy? So they will have their own version of your form, but you did all the work creating it for them. And then notice you can also collaborate together on a form. So if you and someone else are building the form, you can go ahead and add them to the form so that they can work on it with you. So lastly, I want to show you how to see the responses to your form. I've switched to another form here that I've had people complete. Once you're in your form, notice there's a Responses tab. So I'm going to click on the Responses tab. This will give you a summary of how many people have completed the form, how long it took, average time, and whether it's active or inactive. You can scroll down and you'll get more summary information. It's going to tell you just kind of overall answers that you have to your specific form. If I go back up, I can click this View Results, and it will actually show me each individual response, and I can arrow through those and see their answers. Go back. And then if I want to just look at the Excel spreadsheet with everyone's answers, notice I have an Open in Excel option. So when I click on that, it's going to open the spreadsheet attached to that form with everyone's individual responses. Now, if you remember back at the beginning of this video, when I said if you want to have a live Excel spreadsheet with your answers, you created this within your OneDrive and did forms in Excel. Notice here on Excel icon, I have a little cloud, so that lets me know that this is the live form that's being updated as people are completing the survey, and I can automatically see their answers. If I chose the option and I made this as a quiz, I will not have this little cloud, and when I click on this icon, it's actually going to make me download the form, and I have to download it each time I look at the responses. Hopefully this video helps you know how to use Microsoft Forms. Good luck.